All right, we've got Coach Van Horn with us. Coach, go ahead.
Just a really good job by Patrick Wicklander giving us 6 innings tonight. They scored in the second on us, and he got out of a jam in the third, had a chance to give up another run at least. I think they had runners the second, third, and 1 out. I think he got a pop-up and maybe a strikeout. I think that's the way it went. Maybe wrong, but we got out of a jam, and then we came in and scored some runs and, put a couple of big swings. Robert's 2-run homer, and Hope's got a base hit. We stole a base, and then I think, seemed like somebody hit it. Battles hit a double. That was big. All of a sudden, we're up 3-1, and then, it looked like they were going to get out of a jam there in the third, and we had the bases loaded. I think 1, maybe no outs. I don't remember exactly, but they were right there to get out of it. And then Smith, put the big swing on it and hit a ball that got out. And, the ball was jumping tonight at the ballpark, big time. Light wind blowing across, but it almost played like the wind was blowing out. And we were very fortunate. We got some balls up and hit them out of the park. We took advantages, obviously, a lot of walks and different things. I think that NC State, when they pulled Johnson, they went with some guys that weren't as experienced when we got up 7-1. And, I don't blame them a bit. Sometimes you just have to let it go. And that's what they did.
All right. Let me know if you've got questions in the chat. Nate, get us started.
Yes, Dave, just as far as tomorrow, do you go with Lockhart or you made that decision?
Yeah, we'll go with Lockhart.
And as far as just Wicklander's stuff today, because early it looked like the first inning or two, you fell up behind some hitters and stuff. Where do you feel he kind of got it together?
I think when he got out of that jam, maybe his confidence jumped, and he got it together and gave us 3 or 4 more innings and started working ahead of hitters and started flipping some curveballs up there and a couple of change-ups and got some pop-ups, fly balls, and some quicker innings, because that first inning he threw a lot of pitches and you're thinking, man, he's not going to be able to give us 3 or 4 innings even if he turns it around because of his pitch count. But he went out and had a couple of good innings. One for sure, we had 3 less than 10 pitches. So I really think, about the third innings when he kind of flipped the switch.
Thank you.
Hutch.
Yeah, Dave, how big was it to not have to use Kevin tonight, especially after throwing 90 on Monday?
Well, I think it's big. I guess we'll find out. It's hard to say. It's good to give him another day's rest, though. And obviously he was available, and if we felt like we needed him to win game 1, we would have used him. But fortunately, we scored enough runs where we didn't need to.
And Toll kind of struggled for the first time his last time out, but looked pretty good today. How did you like the way he bounced back?
I thought he did a really nice job tonight. He came in, and he did go full count on a couple of hitters, and he ended up getting a strikeout. I think he fell behind both of those hitters like 2-0 and got him. But other than that, he was ahead in the count, throwing strikes, threw his fastball knee-high away, 90, 91, 92 miles an hour, and slider, threw a couple of change-ups to lefties. It was good to see. We could have sent him back out for the 9th, but we thought we might need him again, so we didn't want to. We didn't want to run his count up too much.
Tom.
Dave, this is the highest scoring postseason game ever for Arkansas. You might remember the 1985 games, 20-13 against Eastern Kentucky. Just what did it feel like to really kind of blow one up like this?
Well, we played so many tight games in the tournament, the SEC tournament, and then also the regional. It was different. Obviously, it was nice to win one and kind of know in the middle of the game that if we just held it together a little bit, we were going to win it, because we've had some really tight ones and pins and needles basically, and gave us a chance to play a couple different guys and rest some guys for a few innings, but. It just wasn't expected, so that's what made it. It was a little bit different, obviously.
Yeah, 50 wins a big milestone. This is your first 50-win season here. Your thoughts there?
Yeah, I really hadn't thought about it until you just brought it up. 50 is a big number. We've won a lot of games, and we still have work to do. We're not going to get all carried away about it. It'll be something we'll probably talk about when the season's over, but we got to keep winning.
Clay?
Coach, you sat down Christian tonight, and how is he, and what do you look for the rest of the weekend with him?
Well, he has strep throat, and he doesn't feel good. So we talked. We texted this morning again. I texted with him last night. Told him to come by the office, and he couldn't talk me into playing him. He didn't try to talk me into playing him because he didn't feel very good. And so kind of what we agreed on was that we didn't want him to start and then not feel good in the third or fourth inning with the heat and everything, and I pull him. I said, I'd rather have you go in the fourth, fifth, sixth inning. Maybe you could at least play some defense if you felt like it. Obviously, we didn't need him tonight. So I don't know if I'll start him tomorrow. We'll just see how it goes. I would say, as of right now, I won't start him tomorrow.
And, Coach, what does that say about your depth that y'all just rolled, and you have all year?
Yeah, I mean, we just say next man up. We feel like we got, some good players over there waiting to play. And like I said, the team likes each other a lot, and they help each other out, man. They pull for each other, and it's just kind of what we've been doing all year. It didn't surprise me a bit that, somebody stepped it up, and it was a couple of guys that were starters. And, Webb played a solid center field. He's a good outfielder. Had some good at-bats, too. 7-8 pitch at-bats, didn't have much to show for it. One base on ball, but he did see a lot of pitches. So it was a good team effort.
Last question, opposite field home runs. Charlie had one. I think Robert Moore had one. Just what do you see with the approach your guys are taking?
Well, the approach, off of tonight's starter, Johnson, we were trying to stay through the middle away. We call it power oppo. And, it worked a little bit. I don't think he had the command he maybe normally has. And we hit some balls to the pull side. But there's a lot of drill work, staying inside the baseball and going the other way. And our guys did a great job with it tonight. It's good to see. I didn't expect balls to carry out of the park like that, but we did hit some balls hard the opposite field.
Thank you.
All right, let me know if you've got more questions in the chat. Hutch?
I just have one more, Dave. I noticed Caleb Bolden wasn't on the roster for this weekend. What's his status?
Yeah, a little soreness. So we said if he's not ready to go, we'll we put Zeb back on. We were going to use him tonight, but league got bigger, so we thought we'd save him. If Bolden was good to go, we might have taken somebody else off the roster. Maybe I won't get into it. We'll have to deal with that in the future. But he had some soreness, so I guess he had some soreness last Friday. And
yeah, Patrick, it looked like in the first inning or so you were having a little bit, fell behind some hitters. When did everything kind of come together for you as far as just getting in a groove?
I would say around the third or fourth inning. Just kind of got back to myself, got a little bit, got some stuff figured out, and was able to find a groove.
Just how big was it having an enormous lead just 3 innings into the game?
It's amazing. It's always nice to have a lead, especially early in the game. So it was, allowed me to attack hitters a little bit more.
Thank you.
Hutch?
Yeah, Patrick, North Carolina State loaded the bases there in the fourth and one of their best hitters coming up. What was your mindset going into that at-bat, and what were you able to get them to fly out on?
My mindset going into that bat was get a punch out. Trying to fly out on a fastball up, I think. But, it was a big-time pitch in a huge situation.
And it was pretty hot today, and you threw a career-high 99 pitches. How did it feel out there, and how are you feeling now after the game?
Well, yeah, it was hot. But in between innings, I was able to have a fan, just kind of keep drinking water. But as the game went on, it started to cool down a little bit.
Scotty?
Hey, Patrick, Casey had a couple singles, couple RBIs, big stolen base early that turned into a run. What did you think of his impact on the game early? I guess just the savvy to take that base.
Otis is incredibly baseball savvy, so he did it. Yeah, everyone got excited, but it's just another thing Opus does. It kind of set the mindset on how this game's going to be. Just we're going to take the little things.
All right, let me know if you've got more questions in the chat. Tom?
I got you. Hey, Patrick, you said you figured some things out. What did you not have happening? What did you figure out?
Just kind of what pitches were working and how to stand my legs a little bit better. So just being able to get back to myself in the middle of the game was a huge momentum change for me.
And for you guys to open this super regional, for you to go 6, you guys not to throw Kevin, how does that feel for you?
It feels great. Bullpen's completely loaded for tomorrow, so we're ready.
All right, let me know if you've got more questions in the chat. Bob?
Hey, Patrick, in the 4th, it looked like you were going to get out of it when that Muir hit the little grounder back to you, but Slavens ended up charging in. There was nobody to cover first. Sometimes when that happens, a team gets a break like that, they bust it open, or they get some RBIs. How'd you feel after that? Was there frustration, and how'd you kind of get refocused to still get out of the inning without giving up a run?
It was just being able to make a pitch, picking up ready. But I mean, it was a huge momentum change in the game.
And then, I think it was like 90 degrees when the game started. Were you ever getting fatigued at any point, or thinking, "Wow, man, it's hot out here"? Kind of, how'd you handle with that?
We knew it was going to be hot coming into it, so I mean, I was out during BP a little bit, kind of getting used to it. So, I mean, it's hot, but we still got to go out and pitch.
Thanks.
All right, Matt, last one.
You won the SEC tournament without Slavens for most of the tournament, and then you've won 3 of your postseason games without either him or Christian in the lineup. What do you think that says about the team's depth that you've been able to win without some of your best players?
We're just incredibly deep. 1 through 9, even our bench. So I don't know how else to word it. It's just we're incredibly deep.
How'd you get us going?
Yeah, Robert, the bats have been kind of quiet this postseason. Did you feel like a performance like this was coming?
I don't know if the bats were quiet. If you look at our matchups versus Nebraska, they were matching up with us left and right. We're getting to their bullpen guys. They had to bring in a lot of arms and match up perfectly with our lineup because our lineup is so good and talented. We're taking a lot of walks. There's a lot of good at bats. We've been getting the job done. So I want to say our bats have been quiet. I mean, yeah, we're not getting doubles, triples on home runs like we used to, but I wouldn't say the bats are quiet because it's always been good at bats. But yeah, we stay within our approach against the starter. I don't know what it was with the right-handers, but the left-handers were taking this fastball, power oppo, and his breaking ball and changeup that go into the barrel and we pull it. So executed it and got to the bullpen. We didn't get to see their best 2 left-handers, which I assume will go tomorrow. So, we just got to be prepared to face those guys because those guys will be a challenge.
And did you feel like after Welch got the double and you hit the home run to take the lead, did he almost get contagious at that point?
Contagious, that's a good word. I think just a lot of guys just battling out at bats, and it helped that they went to the bullpen pretty early and they used a lot of bullpen arms that just truthfully weren't their best guys. And tomorrow's going to be a challenge because tomorrow will be their guys. So we're going to have to come out with a great approach, and we have to do this all over again. So we put ourselves in a good position to win this series, but it is far, far from over, and we got to go through their best guys.
Nate?
Yeah, Patrick, can you describe that end of the second inning when they had a couple runners on? You ended the inning with a good defensive play kind of in the short right. Can you kind of describe what happened then?
They were having good at-bats. It was top of the order. Those first 4 hitters are really, really good. They have a lot of big numbers for a reason. And they were battling Wicklander, and I believe it was Murr that hit a hard ground ball to me, and was just able to see the one hop. We practiced that a lot, and just pick it and get the out. And, luckily Wicklander had his ace stuff after that. So he got us through 6, and the bats came alive.
How big for you just to hit a home run on both sides of the plate today?
You mean both sides of the yard?
Yeah, right.
If it goes out, it all counts the same, whether it's 500 feet or 300. So, I'll take it anytime I get it. Someone was telling me, the Bollywood Jr. video where he didn't step on home plate in the game of triple. Someone was telling me I should have just walked back to the dugout so I'd get the cycle. But, we got to come out tomorrow and do it all over again.
Thank you.
Tom?
Yeah, Robert, you guys now have the national lead or Division I lead with 106 home runs. Just for tonight, what do you think fueled everything?
We have great hitting coaches, and we hit a lot. We do a lot of different drills. We do a lot of angle BP, a lot of breaking balls, and we just kind of gear our swings to hit double, triples, home runs. And the batting averages may not be as high because of that, but our damage was pretty high. So it's credit to our coaching staff, credit to our players. Seeing a lot of cookies and destroying them.
Okay. And Wicklander, it's a hot day, and he threw 99 pitches and really overcame some, a couple of shaky innings in the early innings. What did you think of his outing?
Well, he's our best starter on the best team in the country. Whenever he doesn't have his ace stuff, he's still really good. He still gets us through 6. You can make a case he wasn't as sharp as he normally is versus Nebraska, but he still got us, I think, 6 shutout or maybe 1 run. So, what is that, 12 innings, 1 or 2 runs, and he hasn't had his AA stuff for those 2 games. So he's legit. He knows he's legit, and he knows everything doesn't have to go his way for him to be successful. So we trust him a lot, and majority of the time he gets us to Kevin, and which puts us in a great position to win a game.
Thanks.
Let me know if you've got more questions in the chat. Matt?
Hey, Robert, what do you think it says about this team that you guys have been able to win like you have the last couple of weeks without some of your best players in the lineup, Slavens for 5 or 6 games, and now Christian tonight?
It's just someone made a comment maybe the first week of the year. We went down to Texas, and we won those 3 games with kind of a different lineup because Goodhart was out and guys playing a little out of position. We don't necessarily have 9 guys. We have 12 or 13. We don't have just a 9-guy lineup, which is once again, credit to our coaching staff, getting everyone here and developing these players and have players that are dynamic and can be in multiple roles. And I think we're going to get a Christian back tomorrow, which is great. And, just another boost to try to win one more game.
They had Colin Smith down to a 2-2 pitch before he hit his grand slam in the 3rd inning. How much did you feel like that swing changed the game?
It was huge because it kind of it put it out of the reach where they were going to throw their main left-handers out of the pen. So, yes, they're saving them tomorrow, but it kind of guaranteed us a chance to win this game because they weren't going to throw those 2 left-handers.
Last one, Scotty.
Hey, Robert, Opitz singled with 2 outs in the second, stole second, and came around to score. Did you feel like that sequence was kind of important in setting the tone from then on?
It's pretty impressive. Opitz isn't just a blazer. He's more of a count runner, and he got himself in a good count, in a good situation to steal a bag, and that was pretty impressive. And then, I believe it was an opposite field single. It was a line drive to third base, right? Was that the inning or was that a second hit? Either way, it was a great night from our team captain.